Welcome back. I'm Emily. Before we start, let me ask you something simple but important. How has your week been? Busy? Tiring? Or maybe full of quiet thinking?
Hi everyone, I'm Liam. And yes, that question matters, because when a new year is coming, our mind becomes very loud. We think about the past, the future, and everything we didn't do.
Exactly. Last year, at this same time, I made big New Year plans. I said, this year I'll speak English confidently. I'll wake up early. I'll change my life. But honestly, by February, most of my plans were gone.
That sounds familiar. Many people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they don't know how to plan in a real human way.
Yes, and today's topic, New Year plans, is not about writing big promises. It's about making plans that feel possible, even on bad days.
Think about this question while listening. What if this new year doesn't change your life suddenly, but slowly, gently, step by step?
If you've ever felt excited on January 1st and disappointed later, if you want to plan your new year and improve your English at the same time, stay with us. This conversation might change how you see the new year.
You know, Emily, people think New Year plans are just dates and goals, but I feel they're more emotional than logical.
So true. A new year feels like a new chance. It's like our heart is saying, please, let this year be better.
And that's why New Year plans matter so much in daily life. They show what we really want: confidence, peace, better habits, better English.
Especially for English learners. Many people plan, this year I'll speak English fluently, but they don't know where to start or how to stay consistent.
New Year plans are not magic. They don't work because the year changes. They work only when you change your small daily actions.
Exactly. When we talk about New Year plans today, we're not teaching dreams. We're teaching real-life planning in easy English with real examples.
And while listening, you're also practicing English naturally. You're hearing real conversation, real feelings, real words you can use.
So don't pressure yourself. Just listen, feel, and imagine your own new year. Not perfect, but honest.
Because when plans come from honesty, not pressure.
Liam, can I say something honest? Most people don't fail in the middle of the year. They fail in the first 2 weeks.
That's painfully true. January starts with energy, motivation, and big words. But real life starts very quickly.
Yes, work becomes busy. Family needs time. Mood goes up and down, and suddenly, New Year plans feel heavy.
One big problem is planning too much. People say, I'll wake up at 5 a.m., study English for 2 hours, exercise daily. It looks good on paper, but life is not paper.
Another problem is guilt. When people miss one day, they think, I'm bad. I can't do this. So they stop completely.
Especially English learners, they want fast fluency. When they don't see quick results, they feel shy, slow, or stupid, which is not true at all.
That feeling hurts because deep inside, people really want to change. They just don't know how to be kind to themselves.
So the real problem is not lack of motivation. It's unrealistic planning, fear of failure, and too much self-pressure.
If this sounds like you, please listen carefully, because the next parts are not about forcing yourself. They're about planning in a smarter, softer way.
Emily, I think many people blame themselves too quickly, but they never ask why they feel stuck.
Yes. Let's talk about the emotional causes first. One big emotion is fear. Fear of failing again.
When someone fails last year, their brain remembers the pain. So even when they make new plans, their mind whispers, you'll quit again.
Another emotional cause is comparison. We see others on social media starting strong, new habits, new goals. We think, why am I so slow?
That comparison kills motivation because we forget one truth. Everyone has a different life and pace.
Now, let's talk logically. Many people don't break their plans into small steps. They jump from 0 to 100.
Exactly. The brain doesn't like sudden change. It prefers safety, routine, and comfort.
So when plans are too big, the brain says, nope, too hard, and pushes us back to old habits.
This is why willpower alone never works. You need systems, small actions, and patience.
The good news? Once you understand these causes, you stop hating yourself.
And when self-blame ends, real change can begin.
Let's start with the first solution, and it's very simple. Make your New Year plans small and kind.
Most people think big plans create big success, but in real life, small plans create consistency.
For example, instead of saying, I'll speak English fluently this year, say, I'll speak English for 5 minutes every day.
5 minutes feels easy. The brain doesn't fight it, and once you start, you often continue longer.
Kind plans mean you don't punish yourself for missing a day, you simply restart the next day.
This builds trust with yourself, and self-trust is more powerful than motivation.
Think about your new year like planting a seed. You don't shout at the seed to grow faster, you water it slowly.
So today, ask yourself one question. What is the smallest step I can take and still feel proud?
That small step can change your whole year.
Emily, small plans are great, but many people still forget them.
That's why solution number 2 is powerful. Attach your plans to something you already do every day.
This is called habit stacking, but let's say it in easy words. You connect a new habit with an old habit.
For example, after brushing your teeth, you speak English sentences for 2 minutes.
Or while cooking, you name things in English. Onion, oil, pan, hot.
This makes English part of your life, not a heavy task.
The same rule works for any New Year plan. Want to read? Read 1 page after lunch. Want to exercise? Stretch for 1 minute after waking up.
When plans are connected to routine, they don't need strong motivation.
Because your life reminds you, not your memory.
So don't ask, where will I find time? Ask, what daily moment can I use? Here's a truth people don't like to hear. Not every day in the new year will be good.
Some days you'll feel tired. Some days you'll feel sad, angry, or unmotivated.
So smart planning means planning for bad days, not just perfect days.
Instead of one plan, create 2 versions, a good day plan and a bad day plan.
Good day plan. Study English for 20 minutes.
Bad day plan. Listen to English for 2 minutes or just 1 sentence.
Both count because consistency is about showing up, not doing a lot.
This removes guilt. Even on bad days, you don't break the chain.
Life doesn't stop because it's January, so your plans should move with life, not fight it.
When you respect your energy, your plans stay alive longer. Emily, many people say, I want to achieve this goal, but they forget one important thing, who they want to become.
Yes, goals are about results. Identity is about character.
For example, instead of saying, I want to learn English, say, I am an English learner who practices daily.
This small sentence changes your mindset because actions feel natural when they match your identity.
If you see yourself as a healthy person, you don't force exercise, you choose it.
New Year plans become easier when you ask, what would this type of person do today?
Even 5 minutes of action supports your new identity.
So this year, don't chase perfection. Build a version of yourself slowly, honestly.
That version will last longer than any goal list.
Even with good plans, obstacles will come. That's not failure, that's normal life.
One common obstacle is fear. Fear of speaking English wrong. Fear of starting and stopping again.
That fear often sounds like this. What if I try and still don't change?
Another obstacle is self-doubt. People think others are better than me.
But English is not a competition. It's a personal journey.
And then there's the biggest obstacle, giving up after one mistake.
Missing one day does not destroy your plan. Quitting does.
So when obstacles come, don't fight them emotionally. Talk to yourself kindly.
Say, "It's okay, I'm learning. I'll continue."
That one sentence can save your whole year.
Liam, let's do a short practice. Imagine it's January 2nd. You missed your English practice yesterday. What do you say to yourself? Mm, I would say, "Okay, I missed one day. Today I'll speak English for 5 minutes." Perfect. That's the bad day plan we talked about. It's small, but it keeps the habit alive. And then I would attach it to something I already do, like brushing my teeth. Yes, that's habit stacking. After brushing teeth, speak English for 5 minutes. Done. Now, for identity, I would tell myself I am a learner who practices daily. Even small practice feels meaningful. Exactly. And imagine a week later, you've practiced almost every day. You start feeling proud, confident, and motivated. This role play shows small steps plus kindness plus identity equals lasting change. And it works for any New Year plan: exercise, reading, journaling, learning English, anything. All right, Liam, let's pick some useful words and phrases from today's conversation that you can use in your daily English.
Perfect. What's first?
1. Consistency. Doing something regularly without stopping. Example: consistency is more important than motivation.
Got it. Next?
2. Habit stacking. Connecting a new habit with an existing one. Example: I use habit stacking to practice English after brushing my teeth.
Makes sense. What's next?
3. Self-trust. Believing in your own ability to keep promises to yourself. Example: building self-trust is more powerful than relying on motivation.
Nice. I like that one.
4. Identity-based habit. Acting according to who you want to become. Example: I speak English every day because I am an English learner.
That's very practical. Next?
5. Small wins. Small achievements that build confidence over time. Example: celebrating small wins keeps me motivated to continue.
Awesome. And one more for motivation?
6. Bad day plan. A simpler plan for days when you feel low or tired. Example: even on bad days, I follow my bad day plan and do a little English.
These words are gold for anyone making New Year's plans.
Wow, Liam, we covered so much today. Let's remind everyone what really matters for New Year plans.
Yes. First, small, kind steps beat big, overwhelming goals. Consistency is the key.
Attach new habits to daily routines. Plan for good days and bad days. Build habits around your identity, not just your goals.
Obstacles like fear, doubt, or one missed day are normal. Kind self-talk and small action will keep you moving forward.
And remember our vocabulary words: consistency, habit stacking, self-trust, small wins. Use them in your life and in English practice.
Your new year doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs progress. Even 5 minutes a day counts.
Exactly. Your year changes slowly but surely, step by step. Celebrate every small win. Trust yourself. Keep going.
If today's episode inspired you, here's a little challenge. Pick one small action for your new year and start tomorrow.
And don't forget, subscribe, comment, and share this podcast with a friend. Let's grow together in English and in life.
From both of us, Emily and Liam, happy planning, happy learning, and a wonderful new year ahead.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to American English Unlocked for more videos like this. See you in the next one.